Women-owned businesses, enterprises are playing a prominent role in the society, which inspires others and generate more employment opportunities in the country. So, can you please explain the slide? Yeah. Okay. So many women are entering into positions which are formerly considered as male-dominated, and due to this, about 8 million of women in India have started their own businesses, which amounts to about 10% of formal enterprises in India are being operated by operated by women. And all these things, all this development of increased women participation in economic activities has been possible due to due to interplay of lot of many factors such as government support through legal policy and legal framework, as well as of course the community support. Next slide, please. Recently, World Bank did a study on how the law impact the women's economic participation, and India stood at about 117th position among 190 countries. And there's a global average index of 75.2, to which India scored about 74.4. Although it's very slightly below average, but then I would say that considering the Indian scenarios and how recently we have started women participation, focus on women participation, I think it's a good number to begin with. Next slide, please. So now I'm going to talk about the legal framework which directly or indirectly impacts women entrepreneurship. So there are certain laws which do not actually do not directly impact the women entrepreneurship, but however, as a woman entrepreneur, one has to be aware of these laws which provides benefits and benefits to women employees among them. Okay. The basic framework for such legal framework has been set up within Constitution of India, which talks about fundamental right of equal opportunity under Article 60, which talks about that equal opportunities in workplaces should be given to women, to men and women. And so that is the one, various Supreme Court judgments have also appreciated this article and have talked about that, yes, right to equality is a fundamental right of any person. The next thing that talks about is about the Equal Remuneration Act. Gone were the days when women were paid less than the men for the same amount of work. With the introduction of such act and gradually and slowly implementation of such act, there are a lot of sectors where they are equal pay to men and women. That's basically there is no discrimination between women, or there is no gender discrimination based for the payment of wages or salaries, I would say. Next slide, please. Kshitij, can we have the next slide?
Working on that.
Yeah. Okay, next I'm going to talk about the Maternity Benefit Act, which of 1970. But there was very recent amendment of 2017, which had played a very important role in women in economic participation, which provides a week of, there's a paid leave, so 26 week to for maternity paid leave for women employees who are expecting their first 2 kids. And this is very gracious in compared to the other nations, because in other countries, most of the countries, the vacation is only from 8 to 17 weeks, whereas in India it is 26 weeks. And apart from this, there are certain concessions in tax also which are provided to women in terms of property tax, stamp duty, lower interest rate, etc. So all these exemptions kind of benefit women entrepreneurs or women employees in the longer run. Then there's a startup initiative which was done by Government of India, which was very fruitful, I would say, in providing and give a good boost to women entrepreneurs. It had a lot of schemes which provided and quite a good support to women who want to start up their businesses or to start up any economic activities. And it had initiatives like which provides free co-working space. It provides instant mentorship to women entrepreneurships. And so these are just I would say only a few of the initiatives that I mentioned among the Startup India initiative. But then a lot of other schemes under this initiative which is helping women entrepreneurship. And even this is at the central level. In the state level, there are many states within India who are providing special support to women. Say for instance, I would pick up Haryana. It's providing about 50% subsidy on lease rental with maximum of 5 lakhs per annum for a period of 3 years. So similarly, there are other states also which are providing these subsidies, and all these is boosting women. It's empowering women through legal framework by these measures actually. So there's many initiatives which are taken at the central and the state level, and once if the woman entrepreneur or anyone who wants to start up their business is aware of all these things, then it helps in the long run. Yeah, so there are other states like Bihar and Jammu Kashmir also who are providing their state level initiatives. Then I would say directly, if you say direct women entrepreneurship is covered by the legal framework under Companies Law, Companies Act 2013, which provide that certain class of companies are mandatory to have a woman director on its board. And next slide, please. These class of companies include any listed company, all listed companies, any company which is listed. Shit, next slide, please. Any company which is listed on any of the stock exchanges like NSE, BSE, or any stock exchanges, they need to have a woman director, compulsory, mandatory for them. Okay, and there are other public companies also who have a paid-up share capital of more than 100 CR or turnover of 300 CR or more, and they are also required to have a woman director as a mandatory thing. Next slide, please. Kshitij, next slide.
Sure.
And is it slow?
It's actually because the animation is taking a bit time.
Okay, I'll go slow in that case. Okay, the time period which is given for the company to deal with this provision is about 6 months from the date of its incorporation. So when any startup or any company which has been any listed company within 6 months of its incorporation, it has to go for this woman director on its board. Next slide. And in case there is any intermittent vacancy, a woman director, it has to be filled up at the earliest, but it should not be later than next immediate board meeting or 3 months from the date of the vacancy. You can skip this slide. I'll cover it later. Okay, and these woman director could hold a executive director position or a non-executive director position. That is irrelevant because it has to be a woman director basically. And they hold a position until the next annual general meeting, and she is entitled to seek a reappointment in general meeting in case she wants to. Next slide. And now it talks about non-compliance. If any listed company or any other public company who has a mandatory provision of woman director do not fulfill it, so their fees, there is punishable with a fine of 50,000 or up to 5 lakhs of rupees, as per Companies Act 2013. And these penalties are covered under Section 172 of the said Act. Okay, so I would say that, based on these legal framework, which I've just touched upon, although there are a lot of things that I could have talked about concerning the legal framework, but however, given the paucity of time, I've just mentioned or have just touched upon the legal framework within which a woman entrepreneurship can occur. And based on that, I feel that, with so much of support, I think that, all of us should support women to move ahead and, and be empowered. And because all this leads to, positive social outcomes, generating employment, and it leads to improve personal outcome of a woman as well. Next slide, please.
Sure.
No country can achieve its full potential, of course, without the equal participation of men and women. This goes for the family also, this goes for the country level also, I would say. Achieving gender equality is not only the right thing to do, but it is more important for the country's economic growth also. This is about me. We are an association of advocates and company secretaries, and we totally support the phrase that when women support each other, incredible things happen. And I started this law firm a few years back, and believe it or not, but my entire team is considered of, girls and ladies only.
Oh, that's the next slide.
That is my team. They are, this is a team heads, and their juniors under it. But I would say that 90% of team is like it's ladies only.
So
Thank you.